huge dip, then it went back up. It kind of moves in large patterns like this. You can sort of see how this currency reacts. It does dips in, but it kind of repeats itself.
Yeah, it goes back to the same, price range.
History repeats itself, right? Yeah, it's common. And each currency pair, this is not a very good example. This one here, for example, will do the same sort of thing. You zoom it out a little bit, and you're going to see it's got its own breathing, its own life to it. And as you study and work with just one pair, you're going to learn it. You're going to kind of be able to just even know what kind of things it's potentially going to do. Okay? And you will get better and better at this as you go on.
I have a question. There's a lot of traders, right, which is not teach me Forex. The one that we have, the strategy that we have, so that's only ours, right?
Yes.
So meaning when they trade it by themselves, they just somehow guessing because they don't have this strategy that we have.
They've got their own.
Yeah, but more of the time
techniques
they've
got their own.
Well, see, the thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to get each and every single one of us to be working with the same technique. So that when I'm in the trade room and I'm saying, okay, I'm looking at a Snavatar breakout here at the point of blah, 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 I'm looking at taking it at the break. If this candle engulfs, then, there's a barrier here, that every single one of us in that room is going to understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Because we've all learned it
the same techniques.
Yeah. Not to say trading on your own is not possible. Everybody does it. But there's power in numbers.
Yes.
Actually, Alex was saying to me, like, each one of us is intelligent. Each one of us has something to bring to the table.
Yes.
Each one of us, it's great. We all have a brain.
Yeah.
But together, collectively, we're a super brain.
Super brain, yeah. I hear you.
It's very cool. So that's basically the Fibonacci. The other thing that you're going to use quite a bit is this text tool. You won't use it until you get into the Superstar room. But basically what you do is you take your barrier. Like say, for example, I said, okay, start over. Okay, let's go to the very beginning. And let's say, for example, I've done my analysis on this chart, and I'm going to say, okay, I am going to take, if the currency comes and passes this point, just arbitrarily, once it comes to this point, I'm going to take a trade. I've got a nice little vacuum here, blah, blah, blah. So I'm looking at it going, it's at 51.50. So in the trade room, I usually will color this. You can actually change the colors, and I'll show you all that eventually. But you can change it. I usually change that to green for go. It's time to go. It's reached that level. And then I take this here, and I would say,
go.
Sell at the break of.
How much money do we really need if we start trading live? Like how much money?
100 is more than enough.
To be able.
I'm not sure of all the colors.
What?
So, see what just happened there? So now all the guesswork's out. So what happens in the Superstar room is every morning we all go in. And I usually arrive around 6 o'clock in the morning because I'm not getting up at 4. And I get in there and Wally, our head coach in the room, he says, okay, let's go around the world. So what happens is every single one of us will go through our pairs. So say, for example, I might or Yoshi might, we'll start with the euro, and we usually do because, like I said, it's one of the most active charts. And I'll say, okay, well, here's what's going on.
Will they see what you're doing?
Yep, I'll show my chart. This is what's happening. Here's what we're looking at buys today, yada, 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 yada. I've already done my homework. I know that if we get past 51.50, we've got a nice little technical vacuum there. There's got no barriers in the way. Anybody see any problem? No, everything looks really great. That's great analysis, right? So what we'll do is we'll actually do exactly what I've just done. We'll actually write on there, sell at the break of 1.510. There's also sell at the close, and I'll explain the difference later on. But that's what we do. So now the guesswork is done. Every single one of us goes through, and we do the exact same thing with each pair. Now we watch. Once all the analysis has been done on every pair, we just sit back and wait. We hang out, we have our coffee, we talk, how's the kids, yada, 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 yada. And then all of a sudden the currency starts coming up. And I'm like, oh, guys, you know what? The Euro USD is triggering. We're at, 51.10. Our candles are looking really strong. EMAs are really strong. Everything's looking really great. Everybody goes to the Euro USD. Yeah, everything looking really good. Getting in there, put in our pending order because we already know. We already know that it's going to happen. Pending order comes in. And once your pending order is in, it'll automatically trigger you. You don't even have to think about it. It's just going to automatically happen. You're in the trade. You've got your stop loss in. You've got your take profit in. There's nothing to think about. You're just waiting. You've planned it. The plan is being executed, and you just go for it.
Is there any like company like us that do the same thing? Like we are traders, right? Like team trader. Is there? I never heard about. I mean, just us.
I don't
There
know.
probably is.
Really?
We just don't
Out of
know.
the top,
I can tell.
Like banks or something.
No, no. I don't know.
I mean, I know
I
that-
like researching YouTube. I couldn't find anything.
Well, I know that, Rish and Wally in particular, you'll get to know them when you get into the Superstar. They've known each other for a long time. And I think, Rish was a single trader for a long time. And he was just like, oh my God, how do you track so many? I mean, just to track one pair is tough.
Yeah, and if there's no movement on that pair, then you're stuck, right?
Yeah. Or you have 17 pairs and you're like, the other guy where you're just like, you get an LED tan and you're like, your eyes are like, whoa, because you're looking at so many screens. I think, Rish was just like, this doesn't make any sense. Why don't we all work together?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make more sense? It's not like you're taking money from him. By me teaching you, you're thinking, wow, she's really nice. She'll sit here for 2 hours and, whatever. The thing is by sitting here and teaching you guys, and if you all become good traders, you're going to make me money.
Yes, you will benefit from our, knowledge too, right? Because we're holding some currency too, right?
Exactly.
That, you know that you teach us, so we speak the
Is there
same
any
language.
currencies in like the Middle East?
Well, this is the currencies that we currently trade. Euro, this is the Swiss, the Great British Pound, Japanese, New Zealand, Canadian, Australian, doesn't look like it.
But
No. But who knows? They might add them. They might come up. So, but can you see the ease of it all? Like once you actually understand the mechanics, and once you've understood the mental discipline, and once you understand the money management and all the other things that come in, the actual taking of the trades, the way that they've set it up, is quite easy because you set the plan in motion and then you just wait for the plan to happen. And that's why there'll be lots of times in that room where nothing's going to be going on. We're going to be like, so, that's life.
But
Because
if there's
we're
more
waiting.
currency that we're watching, definitely there's always movement.
Correct. Exactly. If we're looking at 20 pairs, we're going
Like
to have way more
50 pairs,
opportunities.
then of course one of them will be moved, right?
More than likely, yeah. Okay. So that's what that is. Now here, okay, I'm going to show you how to delete these things. So there's a couple ways. You can either click on it. Sometimes it's hard to find that. So sometimes it's hard to find that one spot exactly. Like, I can't click this thing.
click on the
Why?
letter.
It's like right in the center, right? If you're having a hard time, that's okay. Just remember, you can go up into here, go into the objects list, and delete it. Okay? So don't stress about it. There's always another way around it. And beyond that, this is your time frames. So the charts, we can look at a monthly chart, a weekly chart, a daily chart. And what this basically means is each one of these candles here represents a day. Each one of these candles
Each candle represents
an hour.
an hour.
Each candle represents 15 minutes.
I didn't know that before.
Well, there,
You
learn
know,
something new today.
the candle represent each hour that you click, right? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or minute.
So when
Minute,
you're
yeah, or
looking
minute.
at,
If you press that, then in minute, right? Represent.
so if you're looking at the hour chart, let's say for example, and you look at this little blue candle down here, and you go to the 15 minute, you're going to be looking at that little blue candle on the hour chart. These 4 candles here made up that one candle. Right?
These 4 candles, right?
So if you look on the hour chart, this represents 1 hour.
Yeah.
An hour is broken into 4 15 minutes, right? So if you go into the 15-minute chart, these 4 candles here will make up that 1 hour candle. So you can see why it's blue. There's more strength on the blue side. Right? And you go down to 5, and you're going to be saying, okay, how many 5 minutes are there in an hour?
25.
So you have to go back and say, okay, well, all
good in
these
math.
candles here equaled that one little blue candle on the hourly chart.
It's actually 20.
Is it?
You're wrong.
Where?
It's
You
okay.
don't know either.
Don't worry. I'm not good at math either.
I was doing inventory. I had 5 per bag. I was like 20. Okay, I did.
You're thinking
I did
of one of the
25. So I was like, no, that's more than 100.
Now I wanted to show you one more thing. When you're clicking through these charts, okay, you can tell what chart you're on by, of course, it's being pushed in. But you also can look down here. And you see it's got Euro 4 hour. So if I go to the 1 hour, it's now going to show Euro 1 hour. Okay, so that's another way to indicate what chart you're actually on.
Mm-hmm.